Happy Thursday to you. It is pre-4th of July, it's July 3rd. I'm sure everyone's preparing for a super fun weekend where the sky will be filled with hella fireworks and a bunch of popping and M80s and noisemakers and up all night. And I don't know what city you guys live in, but where I am, the fireworks started like in June, right? Like 2 weeks ago. And so I'm hearing popping and M80s, and in my neighborhood, it's the bigger the better. And so I'm looking forward to a dope fireworks show. I don't really have to go far. Where I am, my neighbors take over the intersection in the middle of the street, and it's like the biggest damn fireworks show, illegally, mind you, yet legally fun in the city. So I can't wait for tonight and tomorrow night just to celebrate what it is to be celebrated on Independence Day. I'm going to ask you, if at all possible, there, Sam, Dan, I'm going to ask you if at all possible, and if it's at all safe within your ability to please turn your camera on. The reason that I'm asking you to do that is I want everyone to be present for the next 60 minutes. We've got a bunch to cover, and today's session is going to be one of those thought-provoking discussions that I believe is going to lead us to heightened activity. And I'll get more clear with you guys around what I mean by that as we start our session. So if you can turn your camera on, if you can in any way be present, I'm going to humbly request that you do that. For those of you who already have your camera on, thank you for being present. Greatly appreciate that. It's really good to see all of the different faces in the screen. Let's get to it. I want to have a conversation that is fueled from three elements. Before Dan puts some data on the screen that we're going to review, we're going to discuss, we're going to congratulate, and then we're going to delve a little deeper into some things. I want to set the frame. This conversation today is one from a space of humility. It's not punitive. It's one from a space of vulnerability, truth, and transparency. I look at us as a family. We are all in this space with an intention and a goal. And later in the conversation, I'm going to ask you some questions that I really want your engagement, because we're going to go somewhere with this. But before we get into that, in true conversion clinic fashion, Dan is going to take us out onto the field with some data and with some numbers, with some
I think you
insights.
got
We'll say it that way, with
it.
insights. Dan, my brother, good morning, sir.
All right. Good morning. Thank you, Vernon, and good to see everyone here. Happy 3rd of July. I'm glad everyone took the time out today, and I know this is an easy day to roll into a 4-day weekend, so appreciate y'all being here. Like Vernon said, we got some updates. We got some things to share about the Flex program. It is the new month, July 3rd right now. So what that means is we got our new zip codes for the month of July. If you didn't hear on the team meeting on Tuesday, lead flow is up. We keep winning, so Zillow keeps sending us leads. Our lead flow is up about 45% from June to July. So that means our phones are going to be ringing more. They're going to be coming through more often. Stay by if you're available. Make sure you're ready, you're focused, you're dialed in, ready to pick up that phone. If you are out, this is the time of vacations. Take time with your family. Go disengage, disconnect, whatever you got to do. Use that self-pause feature on the Zillow app, or send myself, Hillary, and Sam a message if you're going to be out for 2, 3, 4 days, right? If you're going to be out for under 24 hours, just use the self-pause feature. Super easy. Take the time off. Make sure that you're focused and in front of the clients that you got. Stockton also lead flow is up as well. Congratulations to the Stockton office. That big early push, we're seeing that continue to help. And I'm going to be actually tweaking some of the zip codes that we got there as well to see if we can push a little bit more into Modesto. Looks like there's some opportunity there as well. I know H-Bomb, you're excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, so we hit another month, last month, of blowing our sales goal out of the water. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to show everyone where we were at, where we ended the month last month. Let's pull this up. All right. So this is what we're looking at. Last month, our goal was 9.3 transactions. We hit 13, and a bunch of you got deals into contract in the last week before the end of the month. Thank you for reaching out to me and asking whether or not to push that deal. We pushed a bunch into July. Those haven't logged yet, but I think we actually are close to like 4 or 5 deals for July already. So we've got another low goal for some reason. It's only 9.2, even though our leads have gone up. So we're going to blow that one out of the water. Zillow's going to keep sending us more and more opportunity. Um, what we're looking at as well here, these mid-funnel stats. So we're still in the red, right? Big picture, we got a lot of opportunity here. We
Dan,
got a
I think
lot.
we're looking at the wrong screen, Dan.
What are we looking at?
Something with green fields, and I think that may be something that's comps or something.
Oh, yeah, we got my comp screen. All right. Well, if anyone wants to see the value of a property in Sacramento, happy to show you that. All right. Here's the thing we want to be seeing. Okay, so we seeing our stats and our numbers.
Yep,
Okay,
yep, yep.
good, good, good. So this is what I've shown before. 140% to target. Amazing. We were number two in the Bay Area. We were number two, and actually we were down by 4%. The number one team beat us by just 4 percentage points. They're so close. John and Leslie Foster team out of Castro Valley just barely beat us. Um, these numbers have moved up. We got together last week. We showed these numbers. We were looking at them, seeing what we can do to move these mid-funnel stats, appointments met, set, and showing homes. The numbers have been moving up. So thank you. I want to applaud you all, everyone getting in, working on updating these. We've been seeing the last 90 days. All of these shifted up in the last week. And the ones in this last month we've seen move the most, right? So they're moving in the right direction. But like Vernon said, we got a lot of opportunity here. We're going to be focusing more on that. We're going to continue because we don't want to see all this red. We want to be seeing yellow. We want to be seeing green here because that means in the fall and in the winter time, when the slow months come, we'll have spent our time building our pipelines now, and that all is going to start bearing fruit 3 to 6 months down the line. The other big update I want to start telegraphing to everyone. Enhanced market, Zillow Home Loans, that is launching at the end of July. There's going to be some metrics that we as a team are going to be held accountable for. Basically, that's going to be if a customer says, hey, I'm interested in Zillow Home Loans, we should connect them to Zillow Home Loans. That's what it boils down to. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have our Zillow Home Loans lending partners come and do a takeover session meet and greet. So you're going to actually get to meet the loan officers. When we got together in person, we met Allie, the manager of the Zillow Home Loans team. She's the one that we can go to if we have any questions, issues, complaints, concerns, whatever. We're going to actually get to meet the loan officers who are assigned to our territory so you can start to build relationship and know who we're actually talking to and interacting with. So make sure you're here 2 weeks from today, July 17th. They're doing a takeover. They're going to come. You can bring all your questions. We'll do a meet and greet. That'll be really fun. Next week as well, Follow Up Boss is doing a takeover session. We're going to do a refresher training on Follow Up Boss. They've done a bunch of new features in the last 6 or 8 months since we did a Follow Up Boss training. So they're going to come in. They're going to show us a bunch of the latest and greatest. Jessica, I see your hand. I'll get to you in just a second. I want to finish this last thought, and that is there will be 2 Zillow Academy training courses that everyone will be required to complete before July 31st, before that enhanced market launch. About 50% of you have completed it already. It's on enhanced markets and it's on Zillow Home Loans. They're really easy. They take like 10 minutes a piece. They're really quick to just shoot through. But that'll be a requirement to continue receiving leads after July 31st. If you haven't completed that training, your lead flow will be paused after July 31st until you finish that up. So I'll send that in the Slack message. I'll keep messaging about that. You'll have a month. It literally will take like 20 or 25 minutes to complete both of them. All right, Jessica, what do you got? I see a hand
Oh,
raised. Is that a question? Maybe, maybe not. Going once, going twice. Jessica Segura. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
I
What do you
have a
got?
question. Hi, good morning, everyone. I don't know if I misunderstood, but did you say that we need to meet certain requirements with Zillow Home Loans? Or like, are there
Yeah.
any numbers that we need to meet?
Yes. So, so there's 2 requirements. The immediate one is that we have to complete 2 training courses. But long term, with the enhanced markets, we're going to start getting metrics as a team on the percent of customers who say, I'm interested in Zillow Home Loans by indicating that on the Zillow website in a couple of different places, that we help to facilitate the connection. It's not the number of closed deals, not the number of closed loans. It's just how many people said, hey, I'm interested in talking to Zillow Home Loans, that we actually got connected with Zillow Home Loans. We haven't gotten deep into those metrics and numbers because we haven't really wanted you guys focusing on these stats and how they boil down. And they're honestly a little bit confusing to me still. But the important thing that we want you all to get comfortable with is what is the product offering of ZHL? How does it work? What is the process? Who are the lenders? And just know that there will be metrics. But the important thing is that we should be trying to connect people who say they're interested in connecting.
Okay, and that's only if they say that they're interested in connecting, or do we bring it up and then give them the option? Or like, I'm just a little confused. So if we were to want to connect them with our lender, we can't do that anymore. Like, we have to meet certain metrics.
No, that's not necessarily, right? So Zillow Home
Okay.
Loans should just be an option that you present to the client. And especially if they have the tag that says ZHL interested. That
Oh,
shows up in
okay.
Follow Boss, that shows up in Zillow Flex. It'll say ZHL interested. That either means that they checked the box when they made their inquiry that says, I'm interested in learning more about financing, or they've started an application process. There's a few things that they can do on the Zillow website. If they said that, we should facilitate an introduction to the ZHL lender and give
Okay.
them the opportunity to win the business. That doesn't mean that
Okay.
they can't use
Gotcha.
a preferred lender if your preferred lender gives better terms or is a better fit.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. All right. Vernon, I think that is everything that I had to share. Anything else you want me to go through?
No, sir. That's excellent, man. Thank you for the update, Dan. Once again, you guys are absolutely crushing it as it relates to our monthly percent or percent to monthly transactions. However, there's plenty of more juice to squeeze out of the fruit. And so, in that light, I've got some questions for you. Do I have everyone's attention? Are we engaged? If your camera's on because it's possibly safe, I really want to invite you in to this collective space, you guys. We are about collaboration, straight up. This is the collective wisdom, and there's a value in the energy that each of you guys bring into this space for learning, for development, for skill sets, and so forth. But I want to get a little personal. And I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to populate the chat with the question, and I'm going to call on a couple of three people to just contribute in real time with their voice some of the responses to the question. Here's question number one. Why are you here? I'm going to send my kids through private school. I want to go on vacation every quarter. I want to retire my mom. I want to continue to purchase real estate assets for my future retirement plan. Why are you here? Put it in the chat. Each one of you guys have something that's important to you. What is most important to you? What is your driving factor? Baby's got to eat. Okay, Aaron?
Vernon, sorry, I have a clarifying question for you. Should we be thinking about why are we here with Flex or why are we in the real estate game, period?
It's so flex is a subset of being in the real estate game, period. Okay. Why are you here? So, Dan, thank you for that clarity. Why are you in the real estate business, which has you in this space? Because this is a group of elite converters within a broader team. We have a team of over 200 and some agents. Our flex roster is about 40, lean and built with elite converters around two markets. Why are you here? I'm going to wait. And the reason that I'm waiting because, emotion drives motion. And each one of us as human beings has a driving factor, a reason that we're here. Something is important to you. I want to learn, I want to understand what that is. I want to know what is important to Christine. I want to know what's important to her, to Anna, to KD. I want to know what's important to Carla, what's important to V, what's important to Lisette. Why are you guys here? I see the chat starting to populate. Okay, to create generational wealth. I'm the only provider for my family. This is real. So, two or three of you all, please feel free to raise your hand and contribute verbally what's important to you. I want to see some more responses in the chat. We've got 26 people in the chat in the room, and I'm seeing 12 responses so far. So we're not even up to half. What's important to you, Alex? Put it in the chat. Steffi, why are you here? Okay. Samandy, what's important to you? Justin, why are you here? Please contribute. Put it in the chat. Brianna, you got your hand raised up first. What is important to you and why are you here?
What's important to me is, I mean, providing for my family, generational wealth, all of those things. But really, for me, when I first got into real estate, I didn't think it was going to be anything like it was. And it's been hard. And I've stuck with it because I set a goal that I wanted to build this business. And if I don't do that, my daughter sees me give up.
Mm.
And I can't. It's just not, that is not going to happen. She may see me do it and take it in different paths, but failure is not an option. Giving up, not an option. She has to see me take it and do things with it because that's what's going to teach her. Like I just said in coaching the other day, she went to UOP and had to do LinkedIn, and her LinkedIn profile is me. Like she wants to be an amazing way more amazing version of me. And seeing that, I was like, no, nope, nope. I'm gonna go harder, 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 harder because I can't fail. I mean, money, all those things, yeah. But right now, my head is my kids are they're fucking watching me and I just gotta go. And Flex is definitely a good opportunity to bring that busy in to see. It's not the deals, it's not the commission checks. I just want her to see me continue to drive and grow and push. And, of course, commission checks and things like that, they're nice too.
Yeah, of course. I love that. I love that, Brianna. The fact that you realize that you are the walking and living example for your children, right? Like that's so powerful because, oftentimes we as parents will send our kids to school and let the school formulate their thought process, their behaviors, their codes of conduct, their understanding. But the true school starts in the home. And the only example that we have, or the only example that they have, is us as a walking testament. So when we know that another human being is looking at us, mirroring us, picking up our behaviors, seeing if we grinded, seeing if we lazy, do we keep our word? Are we just talking? Or is mama really about that grind? You're setting the precedent of expectation for your legacy. That's why you're here. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jessica, what's your contribution? Why are you here and what is most important to you?
I'm here for many reasons. I'm here because first of all, I wanted to feel proud of myself for accomplishing something. I wanted my parents to feel proud of me. I wanted my daughter to feel proud of me. I've always known that there's something more for me. I just didn't know what it was. And I'm here because I want to show my daughter that anything is possible. I was a stay-at-home mom for such a long time. I was a teen mom. I had my daughter at 15 and there were so many obstacles and I want to show her, like anything is possible if you set your mind to it. And for me, I'm starting to see that now. And I want to buy a house. I want to help my parents financially. I want to help my mom pay off her house. There's so many reasons why I'm here.
Thank you for sharing that. Although there are so many reasons that why you're here, Jessica, the one that resonated, and you guys in the group, let me know if you heard the same thing that I heard, but you're discovering the power of yourself. Okay? That you can do it, that you may have done what they said you've done, but that's not who you are. And so being able to be a living and a walking testament of becoming a young mom at 15, and then showing your daughter what's possible, no matter what obstacles or curveballs life throws your way, that you can still be successful. That drives you to produce, right? This is about human impact. This is not fictitious. I haven't heard anyone, and it's only been two, understandably so thus far, say anything about money. I didn't hear, I'm hearing everything about, yo, I want to change my world, and it starts with me. That's what drives me. That's what keeps me up at night, figuring and factoring out ways of how can I be a better me. And then everyone else that's connected to me will reap the benefit of you being the best Jessica that Jessica can be today on July 3rd, 2025. That's super powerful. I love that. Thank you, Jessica. Steffi, we're gonna go Steffi, then we're gonna go Alex, and then we're gonna continue to move the ball down the street.
Hi, everyone. So for me, what drives me is I've been doing this for so long. I just want to buy back my time, right? Mostly I've given all my time to real estate. I want piece of the market share. I have kids, grandkids, my mother I need to take care of. I want to buy more houses before I retire. I want to be out of this business by 55. So that's a few more years for me. And but the biggest part is really buying back my time, having time freedom, and leaving this business gracefully.
I love that. I love that. Here's what I heard, Steffi. Freedom is what you're here for.
Yes, sir.
You're paying the price now for freedom in the future.
That's right.
Right? So it's a short-term sacrifice for a long-term reward. And that drives you. The idea of I want to be free to do whatever the hell I want to do, whenever the hell I want to do it in a very short period of time. So I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do today to ensure that freedom for myself and my family tomorrow. And you will get there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Alex, close us out, brother, man. Alex is, for those of you all who don't know Alex, Alex is a newly licensed agent. He has most recently joined the dopest team in the industry. He is stepping into a bunch of our ecosystems, our learning spaces, our coaching spaces with both us and Keep It Moving on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Alex is joining the Central Valley team. He's out there in Central Valley. Brother, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for being present and contributing out the gate. I appreciate that. Share with us, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
Why
Thank
are
you, Vernon, for the introduction. I just want to say I'm going through these comments and I see in the chat, it's a beautiful thing. Not a single person is here selfishly. Every single one of these people want to give back to their families, their friends, their communities. And generationally, they want to make an impact on the people they care about. And I can tell I'm in the right space with the right people because not a single person seems to be in it for themselves. And I just want to say I'm grateful to be here and thank you for letting me jump in.
Well, brother, just even though you knew, my dude, you ain't getting off that easy, brother. The question was, why are you here, Alex? And what is most important to you, my man?
Oh, no, for the same reasons. I'm here for my son. I want to give that generational, I want to make an opportunity that I didn't get growing up. I want to give that back because even though I don't need much to live, everything I get is going to be given to the people that I care about the most. So I can live very simply. Like I've been homeless, I've been in and out of different situations. I want to make sure the people I care about never have to live the life I lived. So I want to give back to the next generation and the people I care about the most, make sure they never have to experience any of the struggles I had to.
Man, listen, I have goosebumps just listening to all of your reasons, your driving factors. Here's why. Thank you, Alex, for your contribution, bro. I really appreciate that. It was dope to meet your son. You brought little man into the office, and he's just, he's cool as a cube of ice, man. That's what's up. So, pleasure having you in our space, bro. Looking for positive things out of you. Looking to see your name in a bunch of our spaces and in our leaderboards as you start to really convert, bro. So at a high level for the reason that's most important to you. Write this down. Public declaration is the key to manifestation. Public declaration. Chris, Put your ass on mute. You messing up my flow. Public declaration is the key to manifestation. And that's why I asked you to contribute. For those that contributed, thank you, because what you're doing is you're publicly declaring what your driving factors are. You're making a public stance that I'm doing this for this, X, Y, and Z. That is the key to actually manifesting what you want. Now, let's step into some other things now that we've established what is important to you. I got a question for you. The delta that we're seeing in our Zillow statistics, the deltas that you're seeing in your sphere of influence book of business, it don't have anything to do with the market, ladies and gentlemen. It has everything to do with our activity. And I'm going to get into that a little deeper. And this is going to be the direction that we're going for the rest of the session. 6 months from today, today is July 3rd. This is a question for all of you. And I want to see your response in the chat. I'm going to let you know now, this is a multiple choice question. 6 months from now, Christine, Demian, Justin, Chris, Carla, V, KD, 6 months from now, in order to maintain or increase where you are in terms of your production, do you have to make choice A, less calls, choice B, same calls, or choice C, more calls? 6 months from now, I'll pose the question again. To maintain or to increase where you are, do you need to make less calls, the same amount of calls, or more calls? Okay, keep them coming. Keep them coming. More consistently. Ooh, Steffi, you all in my notes over here. More, of course. Okay. So can we agree as a collective that in order for us to maintain or to increase where we are 6 months from now, we need to be making more calls? Can I get some nods of agreement? Some thumbs up? Is everyone in agreement there? We need to be making more calls. Here's my next question. How many outbound calls are you making per day? Put it in the chat. How many outbound calls through your CRM are you making? Nah, Chris, we don't want to do not enough. The numbers are telling us that. How many outbound calls are you making on an average per day? I saw 2, I saw 20, 3 to 5, 5. So keep them coming. 3, 2 to 5. Thank you for your honesty. Who said 10 to 15? 10 to 15. Martin, 9. I like the honesty too. Yeah. V, 5. Chris Edwards, 3. Jessica, 2 to 3. Okay. Lisette, I didn't see your response yet. How many outbound calls are you making on an average per day? This is good. Second question. How many 2-minute conversations are you having per day? 2-minute conversations. It is statistically proven that a 2-minute conversation increases your probability of setting the appointment or meeting the appointment by 60%. How many 2-minute conversations are you having? 2-minute convos per day. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 3. Oh, I love it. Keep contributing. Thank you. Keep contributing. Next question for you. These questions that I'm posing to you guys are strategically presented to you for a reason. I want to bring some awareness to something. This is where we're going, bringing awareness to what is driving the delta in our numbers. It's not updating our lead status. It's not your cadence and your sequence. It's your activity. And it's the lack of activity. The data shows that it takes at least 10 calls per day to convert. Whether it's online, Sphere, I don't care, with your book of business. Okay? 10 calls. What we've seen here from the chat is we're averaging 2 to 5 per day. And we wonder why we have not developed a level of intimacy with our audience. We wonder why there's such a huge delta between our appointment set rate, our answer rate, our set rate, and our met rate. It has nothing to do with the lead statuses. It has everything to do with our activity. I want to bring awareness to some stuff. Excuse me. If you're only calling the lead 2 times over a 30-day period, do you feel, what's the probability that you've built some intimacy with that audience? How many emails are you sending out a week to those in your pipeline? Now, let me be clear. When we're posing these questions, I'm not referring to leads that are in contract, not referring to leads that are in pending status. I'm not referring to leads that you know personally. I'm not referring to leads that are your past clients. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those leads in those categories of attempted to contact, those leads who have clearly ghosted you and disengaged with you, those leads that you have maybe set an appointment, but you haven't met the appointment. Those are, I want to be clear and distinguish the lead profile that we're speaking of. Not somebody that you know, not someone who's pending, not someone who you've got in contract, not a past client, and damn sure not your family. How many of those leads are you sending an email to a week? How many emails are you sending those leads a week? And put your answer in the chat. How many outbound emails are going out to those leads through your CRM per week? I see Brianna, 5, 7, 1 email a week, 1 to 2. So let's talk about this. We've got an average of calling 2 times in a week and sending 1 email in a week. And, you know, if you're a part of this ecosystem, you know, we're Chat GPT scholars. Most of us in this space use Chat GPT as our artificial intelligence assistant. I'm not talking about a Chat GPT generated email. I'm talking about a humanly developed, transcribed, corresponded email. Statistics show, and I was in this meeting with John Cheplack, who is the real estate coaches of all real estate coaches across all brands, period, the end, and our CEO, Leo, this morning. The stat that he put out to me that just triggered something within me is he said that there's a 40% increase. This is from John Cheplack, his ISA team and his VA staff of over 100 folks who do this work worldwide. I'm bringing you this information straight from him, who is one of our coaches we have the pleasure of engaging with on a regular basis. You increase your probability of engagement by 40% with a human-created email of no longer than 6 sentences. How many of you guys are sending out an email a week to those leads that we have defined that we're targeting? If you're not, is there a probability that could be the lack of activity as a reason why we're experiencing the delta between those metrics? Somebody take yourself off of mute who sends emails. What type of emails do you send? Oh, Aaron, you got your hand off. You got your hand raised, brother. What's your contribution?
Well, my contribution is I don't send that many emails, and it's one because in my mind, and I'm glad you brought up that stat. In my mind, I feel like there's more of a connection when I actually can get somebody on the phone and have a conversation with them, and I feel like maybe part of the reason why I leverage ChatGPT is when I'm writing emails, I don't feel like it conveys my true voice the same way it does when I'm having a conversation. And so I appreciate the feedback about the conversion rate because it gives you some perspective to do a little bit more. But my thought process has always been, I feel like I connect better with people when I actually am able to talk to them and engage with them on the phone. An email, is just something that goes out. Half the time they don't respond back, and then I kind of get all in my head about, they're not paying attention or something else going on. So I guess one is to acknowledge that I'm obviously not sending enough emails, but two, to thank you and give you credit for bringing that to our attention because it does definitely put a different perspective on things.
Thank you, sir. Check this stat out. Steffi, I'm coming to you next. Check this stat out. It takes 26 reach outs of engagement to convert a client. 26. It takes 26 reach outs to get engagement from a client. Aaron, that just can't be phone. It's got to be phone. It's got to be email. It's got to be video. It's got to be text. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be daily, right? Because the ultimate objective is to build and develop intimacy with your leads. 26 touch points to get engagement, or touch points of engagement to convert that lead. 26 in a very short period of time. It's got to be 26. It's proven statistics. Okay, so that's gonna call for more than phone. The objective is to get them on the phone to have a 2-minute conversation. Why? Because if you're in my ecosystem and we're having a conversation for 2 minutes, and that conversation is driven around me seeking to get an understanding of what you're looking to accomplish, and then based on your answer, posing another question based upon what you say, I will get to the 120 seconds in the conversation. I will create a level of connected intimacy with that lead to schedule the appointment. It's our activity. Steffi, what's your contribution?
So I know this is a Zillow call, and Zillow doesn't encourage off-market transactions. But beginning this year, I started sending off-market lists to my database, primarily principals. Sometimes agents get them, but I get calls all the time. And it's a form of engaging, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of just, they get into my warm and hot lead space where I just feel like that it's a great marketing tool is just sending the off-market leads. I send them out every Thursday, and every week, I swear to you, I get a new person calling me.
I was just going to ask you, what is your engagement response from that consistency, from that outbound?
I would say 1 or 2 minimum weekly. They call me, and I have to tell these agents, I'm like, this email is for principals only, and I have to tell my virtual assistant, you need to go through that list and take out all the agents. I'm sorry, guys, and I tell some of these agents because they're kind of hungry, like, well, what deal is that? I'm like, well, I'm gonna need a referral fee I'm sorry, this is the only way we get paid, right? Either we need a partner on this deal, or I could give you some more insight, but yeah.
So Steffi's approach is that of value in the form of off-market deals. Everybody's looking for an off-market deal, right?
Especially now, yes.
That just adds another feather in your cap as it relates to you being an agent engaged in the market who's had access to off-market deals that could definitely benefit a buyer, an investor, and so on and so forth. Period. The end as it relates to production.
And an off-market deal is one that's coming soon. So I get on the Slack channel. You guys put some stuff. My virtual assistant's taking everything on there that's coming soon. It forms some type of engagement with them, and that's what's important. It's just having these conversations.
So it's the intimacy that she's focusing on of developing and building with her audience. if you're not sending an email to each of your leads at minimum once a week, that is not auto created to where you don't know what the hell the email even says because you've got it auto created, right? If you're not doing this, you're shooting yourself in the foot as it relates to engagement, and you're shooting yourself in the foot as it relates to conversion. Let me give you 5 email type of templates for those who are not sending emails that you want to send out at least once a week, with driving the opportunity to develop some intimacy with your audience, because people want to work with who? People they know, like, and trust. Okay. A market update. Are you sending an email market update? Here's what has happened in this market in the month of June. Sales are up 2%. Number of days on the market, so on and so forth. Are you sending that market update email weekly, consistently, as a touch point of engagement? Oh, it's the 3rd of July. How about here's the top 3 places to go watch fireworks in Vallejo. Here's the top 3 places to go watch fireworks in Brentwood, Hercules, Oakland, San Francisco. Leads they're human beings, right? And emotion drives motion. So if we understand that theory and we want to drive motion towards conversion, then we tap into the emotional construct of the human being. Here go 3 spots to go watch fireworks in Vallejo. Okay. Or something inspirational or motivational in the form of an email. They're human. So let's get creative around our outbound strategies and be consistent with those outbound strategies as it relates to activity. Here are the top 4 community events for the month in Richmond. Okay. We're providing value on a human level that is creating emotion, that's going to drive motion by building this intimacy with your audience. That's the activity that we're missing. That is directly contributing to this delta. Highlight a local restaurant. Who like ice cream in here? I like ice cream, although I'm trying to stay away from lactose. It's hella hard, especially when it comes to ice cream. Top 3 ice cream parlors to hit in Oakland. If you were a lead and you get connected to an agent, and this agent is sending you market updates, top places to watch fireworks, you like ice cream, it's creating a thread of intimacy, and it's going to increase the engagement, which results in setting the appointment. There's higher probability that they will meet you. Why? Because you've created this intimacy and these touch points and these outbound engagements on a consistent basis. I have one last question for you, and then we're going to chop this up. Put it in the chat. How many clients do you have in your database? Put it in the chat. How many clients? Zillow, Sphere, seller, buyer, investor. How many clients do you have in your database? 276, 400 plus, 1,000 plus, Steffi, Heather, 740, Anna, 1,100, 26. Hugo, I just saw your question. 26 reach outs to get engagement from the lead. 26 reach outs to get engagement, which will result in conversion. I hope that answered your question, bro. Sorry, I just saw that. Lisette, 250 plus. Demian, 620. Aaron, Brandy, almost 700. Mark, 352. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Every morning, ladies and gentlemen, every morning you walk into an auditorium of Anna, 1,100 people. What are you saying to them? However many leads you have in your database, That's your audience. You're walking into a room, you're walking into an auditorium of that many people that are there for you. What are you feeding them? They're in your auditorium. How are you communicating to them? How consistently are you communicating to them? And what level of intimacy have you developed with them? I want you to think about that. And if you're only calling them once a week, that audience is going to go to listen to somebody else who's calling them 6 times a week, who's sending them an email once every week, who's communicating with them through video twice a week. That's the audience that's going to follow you. That's the audience that's going to be down to meet with you. That's the audience that's going to engage with you. And that's the audience that you're going to establish intimacy with. Can you guys commit to working on your business 3 hours a day? Like legit. It don't take hella long. Can you commit to working on your business 3 hours a day and be intentional? I'm going to send an email once a week to each of these leads that I have not been able to contact, that I haven't set the appointment with, that I set the appointment with, but I haven't met with them. They've totally ghosted me. Can you commit to 3 hours a day to get creative with your outbound engagement to increase the probability of engagement by developing a consistent level of intimacy with your pipeline? Remember why you're here. And is that why you're here? Is your why? Is your what's most important to you worth 3 hours a day? I know the answer to that question. All of you, 100% of you would say, hell yeah, only 3 hours. That's all I need to show my daughter that it's possible. That's all I need to get my mom out of the financial situation that she's in. It's 3 hours a day. It's 24 of them in a whole day. All I need is 1/8 of the day to contribute to that why. Activity is what's causing our delta. Inactivity is what's causing our delta. It ain't processes. It's the fact that we're not active enough. 2 calls ain't gonna get it. 1 email a month is not going to get it. 26 points of engagement to trigger engagements, which results in conversion. I hope that we have prompted you through thought-provoking questions to bring some awareness to some areas that we can strengthen to bridge the delta. It's not rocket science. It's really simple. And I think that, approaching it from the technical aspect of it is valuable and it's needed, but it's really not. It's the activity that we're missing. Okay? Think about your level of activity with the sole goal of developing intimacy with your lead, with your pipeline. Why? Because frequency equals familiarity. Familiarity creates trust. Trust results in conversion. How's that selling? Are you with me? Is it making any sense? Triggering any thoughts? Igniting any ahas? I need to. Oh shit, my emails is hella bootsy. He's right, I need to get on the video. Any of that? Good. We're going to consistently monitor activity. Here's something that I'm going to say that I'm not even going to preach this any further. It's an expectation. All of my touch points needs work. Thank you for being vulnerable, transparent, and honest. I think that there are others in this room, they would agree. A lot of their touch points need work too. Shit, you ain't the only one, Heather. You're just the boldest one to speak out. Love you for that. Dan? Closing thought for me, and pass it to you. Give your audience something to connect to. Give your audience something to connect to. How many of you guys do all of your correspondence through Follow Up Boss? Raise your hand. Don't lie. Don't be shameful. I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Princess Diana wave. I don't want to see that shit, Anna. Yeah. Oh. How many of you, by a show of hands, use your CRM, whatever CRM you use, to engage with your pipeline? Okay, I see a few. I see a few. Not nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. Use your CRM. That's how you keep track of your activity. Okay? Use Follow Up Boss. Don't just go to it. For example, if I go into Follow Up Boss and I see, this is happening, by the way. Dan, you're hearing this for the first time, my brother. I apologize, even though I talk to you all the time. When Dan and I go through your Follow Up Boss, I want everybody to hear this now. For those that are listening to the recording, it's just as relevant. All leads that haven't been touched in 30 days, we're sweeping those up out of your profile. You ain't called them. You ain't emailed them. You ain't texted them. You ain't sent a video. There's no activity. There's no engagement. Then why should you keep the company generated lead? That should also apply to your sphere. Christine's got her hand up. Is that a hand up?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So video works well for me. I'm wondering, I know that you guys wanted us to use Dub for Follow Up Boss, and I feel like it's only worked a couple times, but is there another, I guess there's, or one we don't have to pay for. Is there another platform that we could use where the video is embedded in the email? Because when you send a video through Dub, it tells you to click the end user to click a link. It looks like spam.
No. So what happens, Christine, is Dub actually will integrate into the body of your email. All you have to do is copy the animated GIF. You put that link in the body of the email and Follow Up Boss, the video will populate.
Okay.
But Mixmax is cool. Mojo is cool.
Okay. I already have Dub.
BombBomb.
So I guess I'm just doing it.
Yeah, there you go. BombBomb is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you copy, like when you create the video in Dub, it'll give you these copy options. It's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
I always do copy with animated GIF. I'll take
Okay.
that, put it in the email, and
That's
it'll boom.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question though. All right, H-Bomb, close us out with your last contribution. What do you got?
Well, I had a question. I don't want that to be my last contribution, but I will say that it was very inspirational. I wrote some stuff down. All my touch points need work. So, and I've got a lot of people in that CRM. So I'm gonna start getting some more in there. I mean, realistically, when you look at it, what's 3 hours a day? Shoot, I got more than 3 hours a day. So let's go. My question is, I don't always contact Zillow Flex from, Follow Up Boss and stuff. I will call them, text them, from my phone. Does it still register that I'm keeping in contact? No.
It doesn't. Go ahead,
And
Dan. I'm burning. Go ahead.
Here's what I would say on that. The best thing you can do is just call directly from FUB. That's the simplest. It does AI transcripts. It'll generate your follow-up text messages based on your conversations. So it will customize the text and email conversations for follow-up for you based on the actual interactions with your clients. So the best thing you can do is just call and text directly from FUB because it'll learn, it'll summarize it, it'll streamline things so much more.
Wonderful.
Second best thing by a long stretch, but the second best thing to do is just log your calls so you can track it. So you at least get the notes and you can track your interactions with your clients. Because like Vernon said, if you're not doing one of those two things, and we look in there and a client doesn't have follow-up, And it's like, well, you're not doing anything with this lead, so why are you keeping it?
Right. Okay. I will keep that in mind. I have one that was somebody looking to rent. I've kind of just already helped him as far as I can. So he's just still in there chilling, but there's not much I can do with him, except text him and see how it's going with renting, finding a place. Because I did send him a few places, a few numbers to call, and I reached out to investors that I know to see if they had any rentals and, with him.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Keep plugging away, Heather. Aaron, rapid fire, bro.
Just real quick note. I changed my signature line phone number and email to my follow-up boss number, because what happens sometimes is when they get an email, they call my cell phone directly. So if people are really wanting to engage more through follow-up boss through the phone, sometimes it's a good idea to change that number in your signature line to reflect the follow-up boss number.
Hey, man, great suggestion. That totally makes sense. Use your follow-up boss, ladies and gentlemen, for all communication and correspondence. We are a couple of ticks beyond 12 o'clock. We apologize for keeping you late, but I want to make sure that everyone's questions got answered. Their concerns were heard, their contributions were. Dan has got his finger up. Yes, sir.
I'd love to make just one final thing to everyone. Vernon made some amazing points, and what I would leave everyone with is commit to taking action. You don't have to get to 3 hours a day this week, but if you move from 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day to 30 minutes a day this week, to 45 minutes a day next week, to an hour, make the progression and make the commitment now, so that next week when we come back together, you can all say, hey, I made improvements to working on my business every single day. Make that commitment.
Get into action, ladies and gentlemen. Remember why you're in action and what's most important to you, and let that driving factor push your activity. Crush your weekend. Happy Independence Day for those who celebrate it. Don't blow no fingers off with fireworks, coming back to the conversion clinic with a big ass bandage on your hand, talking about whatever. You get some leads, convert those leads, set those appointments, build intimacy with your audience. And until next Thursday, grace, peace, and blessings to you guys. Have a good weekend. Peace.